What's up, everybody? Thralls here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick.
I'm Jammin John.
And we have yet another album review, and one that I want to go over just because I've been a fan of this band for a while. And, well, once I kind of read into it, I was even more curious about it. So today, we're going over the latest offering from Runemagick, Cycle of the Dying Sun, quote-unquote, Dawn of Ashen Realms. This also comes out on Halloween on Hammerheart Records. This band formed in 1990 in Sweden. This is their 14th album overall. Now, I didn't get into them until, I want to say like a few years ago. I got their album Envenomed. Thought it was pretty solid. I was kind of hesitant on the name because Runemagick to me just screams something that is very pan flute driven.
Yeah, folky and fucking not what I'm after.
Yeah, and I figured I was just getting another Corpiclani or Fintroll, and like, nope, not that at all. Really like that sound. Ended up picking up two of my personal favorites that I've heard from this band, Darkness, Deathdoom, which is the shirt I'm wearing, which Metalhead box actually had cool prints of that, and 2004's On Funeral Wings, which is just a fucking fantastic album as well. Actually, earlier this year when we went to Baltimore, I actually picked up their last album before this, Beyond the Cenotaph of Mankind, and when I got to this one, I noticed that there was a big shift. This went from being a full band to being a one-man act. Now, in the band's early years, it was, I believe, a two-man act, and the main guy that's always been behind it, one Nicholas Rudolfsson, has, again, always just been like kind of at the forefront in terms of the writing. So whittling it down to the main writer, you know, I mean, I wasn't super worried, but when I saw that it also apparently came at the cost of his wife. His wife was a longtime contributor in this band. I guess they are officially divorced, and everyone else is gone. I was kind of wondering about this one.
I got into this band today. Well, all right, let me preface, I guess not today. Yesterday, I heard about 2.5 minutes of a song, and I looked at Nick, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. Today is actually my first sit down with this band, and as per usual, I'm fucking stupid for not getting into bands like this sooner, but I should have. I enjoyed it, but this would be my first rendezvous for sure. And now Nick talked about the band, and he said they were kind of doomy, and I said, okay, but I didn't know exactly what I was getting into. It turns out that it was doom, death doom, kind of death metal, sludge. Right from the rip, the first track, Word Unwoven, is slow and sludgy and stompy, full of sinister melodies and harmonies. Man, the riffs on this album, I can just say riffs. Just riffs. Playing tons of riffs throughout this record, and they're all killer.
I mean, that's sort of a universal with at least every album that I've picked up by this band. Riffs. These guys have them. They're not the most intricate. No. They have a lot of roots in, like, classic death metal and classic doom metal. There's not really anything much in here that sounds modern. Even down the production in here, which the production was handled by Andy LaRoque, it has a very crisp, very nice, natural, organic sound, but it in no way really sounds like sleek, modern production at all. This still has grit. This still has, I don't know, like the essence of a live performance to it. And man, again, riffs drive this album. The atmosphere is, just downtrodden, dreary, melancholic, but also occasionally aggressive. But there's a lot of moody shifts on here, and that once again circles back to the riffs. The riff work on here, I wouldn't say is like always like an amalgamized sort of like death doom sound. Like, you definitely have moments on here where you get big death metal riffs. The opening track, Word Unwoven, Womb of the Veiled Sun, and the absolutely devastating The Runestone's Lament. We're gonna just kind of section off a whole bit about that song in a moment because, dude, like in terms of just like most badass riffy fucking songs I've heard this year, this has got to be on the list. But those songs in particular, you have a little bit more like death metal character, and then it kind of goes into like the doomy stuff, which if I was going to compare this to a doom metal band, and I know it's kind of weird because I frequently kind of make fun of this band, Cathedral. There's a lot of stuff in here that reminds me of Cathedral, and of course, like Paradise Lost, My Night Bride, even a band like Gothram. But yeah, there's this kind of like Cathedral-like vibe. I went over their newest, not new song EP that came out. I don't know. I really dug that, despite Lee Dorian's presence, which, is the thing that's kind of the deal breaker with a lot of people with Cathedral. Yeah, it's the vocals. Here, It's not the issue. Lee's not on here. He's not here to do his weird groaning Muppet voice to kind of just ruin the song and be like, no, I'm spooky and creepy. Like, no, you sound like a deranged man on a subway. I do not want a bite of your sandwich, sir. You smell like gasoline. But Nicholas's vocals on here, they are wide-ranging in terms of their style. Like, a lot of it is this just labored groan, and it is just dreary. He draws out every word he says. You do get some like deeper, more death metal roars occasionally, and even like some creepy, echoey whispers. But for the most part, this groan is just like the perfect uniform delivery.
The vocals to me sounded like a perfect mix between Nick Holmes of Paradise Lost and Tom G. Warrior, of course, from Celtic Frost. And Celtic Frost would be a huge thing for this. The Hollow Chant of the Seer. That song, really, it sounds like a B-side from like Monotheist, like straight up.
I would go even as far back as 2 Megatherion. Like, it has the vibe. The riff is primal. It's a simple, like, ooga booga chug, but it has, again, that tinge of darkness to it that, I mean, it just reeks of Celtic Frost. I fucking love that song.
Sinister, a lot of descending, like, harmonies, a little bit of dissonance here and there. In fact, that's something I really like about this, is it's not overladen with dissonance by any means. It just seems like it's all put in the perfect spot every time. It's like it just sweetens the pot on the tag of some of these riffs.
Yeah, atmosphere in here, it's well placed. It's not overdone. They don't overuse like one particular trope. Like you have, again, dissonant melodies that pop up, you know, occasionally. They're not like the main thing where, again, like dissonance kind of takes over the songs. Like a lot of the melodies are very traditional, like just dark, heavy metal licks and such. Yeah. You have synths on here that give this a little bit more of a gothic tinge occasionally. Spires of the Drowned, Horizons, and Old Bones in particular have like some really good gothic synths. Old Bones sounds like an old Paradise Lost song.
It does.
Like his deep vocals on there in particular, and this kind of ebb and flow between like old school death metal and just like, I mean, straight up Peaceville death doom. I love the vibe in it. And again, back to the production, guitars on here, because we're going to keep talking about the riffs.
Oh, man.
The guitar tone on here is wonderful. It's thick. It's got a huge body to it, but it doesn't feel like overdone or oversaturated. You can make out every single note the dude's playing. Every chord sounds very crisp and clear, but there's that discernible grit on it that just, I don't know, it just makes it sound so much more bleak.
Crunchy. I mean, like, it's weird because there's a lot of cold melodies going on here, but the tone overall is rich and full. Like, those chugs just have a real, like, power behind them. The melodies, too, they're not like upper ranged melodies. It's a lot of just lower on the fretboard, just, you know, frets like 1 through 5. We're just talking about melodies that ring out, but they are big and beefy. I think it's got a perfect mix on this record. I don't think I would do anything differently as far as the mix is concerned.
I mean, the bass is nice and warm. The vocals sit in a really nice place in the mix. The drums sound about as organic as possible.
The drums sound like the drums on the first Down record. On Down's Nola, just that big, like, thwack to those drums. It's got this on it for sure.
And these songs are, for the most part, very long. Like, a lot of songs in here over the 10-minute mark or close to the 10-minute mark. But it's all the frequent riff changes and harmonies and, like, lead melodies in here that keep this interesting. Because even in spots where they choose to, like, drone on particular riffs, which that's like a lot of songs, they find a way to keep that riff from getting dull. Because even the best riff, if you play it too fucking long, eventually you're like, all right, just like a key change, pretty please.
And nothing hung on too long. And for longer songs, like, you kind of expect that at some point. You're like, all right, get going, move on. There wasn't one moment in most of this record where I was bored or where I wanted things to continue. Like, it had such a natural flow to it. Everything was really well written and very engaging.
Pacing is a huge thing on here too. You know, the chord changes, the key changes, they come at the right time. And again, like when it comes down to like note choices and such, they're not always exactly what you expect. And some of the transitions kind of move in and out of styles. And this is where we get back to the Runestone's Lament. Holy shit. First off, right from the rip, I absolutely love this riff. I fell in love with it. would have moved in with it or let it move in with me. As the song went on, this riff became like just such an anchor point. It is chuggy, it's beefy, it's got death metal elements to it, like there's like some heavy tremolo harmonies.
Morbid Angels, straight Morbid Angels from. Ooh.
I would go like Hooded Menace too, because it has that doomy quality, but when you get down to the chuggier parts, it's very, I don't know, like just like High on Fire, The Sword, fucking Electric Wizard. Like it just has that sort of vibe to it where it's just that heavy, lumbering stoner doom sort of fucking feel. Like if I had just heard that riff and didn't know it was on this album, I would have said, dude, that riff reeks of Matt Pike. But this song is built on this riff, and it is over 10 minutes long, and it really doesn't change much from this main riff outside of the chorus change, which is a total tonal change too. The reason why I brought up Electric Wizard is it goes from this like lumbering, groaning, just it's pure fucking ooga booga energy.
Yeah, I mean,
love it.
It's like an ogre stomping through a town. Like it's great.
The town had it coming.
But on the back half of the riff, once you hit like the chorus area, the back half of the riff has this like cool wah effect on it. Gives it a little bit of like a southern kind of just stoner draw to it. I tell you what, this song could have been 20 minutes. I didn't want this song to end.
No.
I really didn't.
No. Like when that wah effect came in and the vocals turned into like this like layered chant, like the first thing I thought of was like, you know, like Come My Fanatics by Electric Wizard. I love that album. But this song at no point throughout any like second of it lost my interest, got boring, any of that. I loved this song. Like, I would legit hide a body for this song. I would cover this song's bar tab. And that could be dangerous because I have a feeling that this song only drinks casks of fucking ale at a time.
I would do landscaping work for free at this song's house. I would wash its car for free. I would cut the crusts off of this song's peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. And the only price would be just thank you for existing, song. Your riffs are amazing. This whole album is fucking awesome. Like, and it's not just like one gear too. Like, I mean, a lot of it is, you know, slower, but there's good mid-tempo, double time sections. There's even some fast D-beat sections that are pretty cool in here.
Yeah.
And towards the end of this album, it really kind of changed a lot. Like, and I know that this album, at least it's printed all over the CD, that this is like conceptual. There's definitely a story that goes on, totally open to interpretation. I didn't follow along with the lyrics. I was just, again, mesmerized by riffs. But once you hit Ashen Realms, that's kind of like the side B, I guess, if you had the vinyl. Yeah. It's a transitional track with haunting female vocals. It's got, you know, gothic pianos. There's a tambourine. It's very folky, I guess you could say. And then it goes right into Spires of the Drowned Horizons, which is an absolutely massive track. One of the most dynamic on the entire album. You have a lot of transitions into material that you don't necessarily hear as much on the rest of the album. There's fast D-beat sections, but they're more melodic. Melody, honestly, is kind of the big thing on that one, and it's very lush. They're still dark, but I don't know, it has like, I don't know, like a bit of a brightness to it, like a reflection of light.
It, oddly enough, it seemed kind of proggy. It reminded me a little bit of The Ocean, like Pelagial from The Ocean. Just, it kind of had almost a post-metal vibe at times. It's definitely more atmospheric, but like the stutter groove and the beats, and then these big like open kind of airy sections. Again, a lot with the atmosphere, but it's got a different vibe to it. It's not as dark as the rest of the album.
I mean, a lot of these songs have like different elements to make them stand out, and I think that's really awesome. Like, you know, the clean section at the end of Womb of the Veiled Sun, I thought was particularly haunting, but it wasn't like as melodic as this song. Like, this song kind of like had like just a touch of epicness, but it still stayed just, you know, very dark, very haunting. Still a lot of like devil summoning tritones in there, which, I mean, every song I feel like has that. But after that one, you get the two-piece Embers of the Unwritten Dawn, which are, I mean, kind of like back-to-back transitional tracks, like interludes. Part one is haunting female vocal harmonies. You get synths in the background, and then kind of out of nowhere in like the last couple of, you know, bars, you get some creepy whispers that come in. Like, oh, all right. I figured that was gonna be the thing to lead into like a giant track filled with like, groaning vocals and disgusting riffs. And well, no, the second part is like an acoustic piece done by a fire, and it starts off kind of pleasant, like, the melodies are, again, like a little folky tinge, but this is where you kind of start realizing the note choices are a little bit darker, a little bit more unsettling.
And if you have the CD version of this, it's not in the digital, I looked, but if you have the CD version of this album, Beneath the Solar Embers, the last track is a demo. I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, A, it's one of the best sounding demos I've heard in quite some time, and B, he should have just finished this song, because this song, once again, is a banger like the rest of the record is. Evil tremolo harmonies, we're back to savage, chuggy riffs. I love the goddamn dissonance in this song. It's very well placed and very well done. Again, it's not too much in your face, but it's just a good added, like, atmospheric kind of creepiness to it. But it's a good song, dude, full of whispers and Middle Eastern melodies. Like, once again, flows very well. Should have just finished it.
Yeah, honestly, like, this would have been like a great cap off. I mean, I could say, like, this is the point in the album where I did have, like, some minor issues. Like, all right, in terms of how the tracks were stacked, yeah, back-to-back interludes or, like, instrumental tracks or whatever they are. I mean, they're not terrible, but having them back-to-back after, like, again, a front half that is so fucking good. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown. And I like Beneath the Solar Embers. If I were to change anything, in that demo, I do feel like it kind of relies on the female spoken word part a little bit too much. It's still effective, it's still haunting, and I'm pretty sure it contributes to the narrative of the story, but at the same time, they didn't, finish it or, like, master it or, like, re-record it for, the studio or anything like that. So I don't know how necessary it was, but, I mean, overall, this album's awesome. Like, this is riffy, catchy. It's very well composed. Like, everything on here was, like, really engaging. And I mean, yeah, I might skip an interlude if I'm bored and I just want to get down to the next meaty riff, but honestly, I don't think any of the interludes in here were bad, and they set up everything really well. And I'm I'm at a 4.5, and that's problematic around this time of year.
Yeah, no shit,
dude. We're getting near the end of the year, and I wouldn't mind having some more just like mid and kind of like lame albums, but I mean,
this ain't it.
This ain't it. No, this album's crushing. Like, if you're a big fan of the new Paradise Lost, like we are, guess what? You're probably going to be a fan of this if you listen to it.
Yeah.
The riff work, my God, the riff work. Again, it's nothing like super flashy or super technical. It's just well done riff work. Like, this gives me like kind of the same vibe as like sitting back and listening to like the Swords Age of Winters. All those riffs have definitely been played before, but holy shit, all those riffs on that album are so damn good. This is like just like the darker, more depressed, ugly version of it. Good elements of death metal here and there. I think the focus on doom is the key. And God, man, again, harmonies and just dissonant melodies, great vocals on here. Production's fucking damn near perfect. I was kind of wondering about this album just because of everything dude's gone through. And I mean, you know what? It seems like he's doing all right. And if this was like catharsis, getting all of this out, going through everything that he did, this was very constructive.
Good damn job, man.
No kidding, dude. None of my therapy has ever been this productive. Yeah, I dug pretty much every track in here. The Runestones Lament, though, holy shit.
God in heaven.
I want to watch Conan right fucking now because of that song. But yeah, if you're a big fan of Paradise Lost, High on Fire, Electric Wizard, fucking Cathedral, Hooded Menace, and if you're a longtime Runemagick fan, fucking get this album. This thing's awesome.
As you may have guessed, I'm also at a 4.5. It's kind of hard not to be. Once again, the Runestones Lament, I mean, God, you guys have no idea how awesome that song is. You're just going to have to sit and listen to it. I mean, all these tracks are pretty fucking killer, but I was really, really sold on that 4.5 by the time we got to Runestone's Lament. The riffs are fairly simple, but they're grossly effective. And like just how they're composed and the placement of everything and how they flow, especially through the transitions. The overall vibe of this record, it's evil, it's dreary, it's cold, it's morose, it's dark. I loved every riff on this album, like loved it. And even the harmonies aren't overdone. They're just placed perfectly and they're all really awesome, very catchy. All the songs are really engaging. Like it's a good time. This is a damn good record. And even though it may have a couple more interludes than what I would have say put on an album, it doesn't really matter because it's not like they sucked. And they did do a good job of setting up the vibe. Like, you know, the first half of this record I would call crushing. The second half of it, it kind of opens up and becomes more atmospheric. I imagine that somehow plays into this story. I don't really know what the hell's going on here, but I'm going to figure it out. Because I will probably listen to this record a whole fuck ton because it was badass. Yeah, if you're into any of those bands or you've been a fan of this band for a while like I should have been, check this out for yourself. It is a very good time.
So, if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We also have memberships. They're only 99 cents. And our lone perk is doing a members-only live stream, which our next one will likely be sometime around Thanksgiving. In the U.S., obviously. I mean, I know Canadian Thanksgiving already fucking happened. Either way, membership's the main way to support the channel. And if you'd like to join up, there's a join button down there someplace for you to smite and hit with all of your Runemagick.
Ooh.
If you have that, I don't know if that's legal where you are, but I don't know where you are. So, you know, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, so hit the button. Don't hit the button. Again, do whatever the hell you want. If you don't hit it, it's cool. We do non-members only live streams. We do discography rankings, album reviews, tons of discussion forums, Nick's never-ending collection updates, the Metalhead box. We get unboxing. People send us shit all the time. We have tons of stuff to do here. We keep doing it all for you guys because we appreciate you being a part of this channel. Thank you for continuing to show up and show your support to us. It means the absolute world. Blows my mind that we're as big as we are, but I mean, it's cool. We couldn't have done it without you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys absolutely rule. Tons of content coming your way. So one more big thank you because you guys are awesome, and we will catch you later.